Hi again, guys. Here we are with what could be our last video on fixed assets. And in this video, I'm going to take you through how to do a disposal. So I'm already on the fixed assets screen and we've got a list of our assets here. And for the purpose of this exercise, we're going to dispose of the printing machine. So we are at the moment depreciated up until the 30th of June 2021. That's what we did in our last video. And let's say we're going to dispose of the printing machine on the 30th of November 2021. Now, if you remember from your manual notes or from your manual recordings, the process to dispose of an asset is we have to depreciate it up until the date of disposal. We then need to clear out the original cost of the asset to a disposal account. We have to clear out any accumulated depreciation to the disposal account. We need to record proceeds to that disposal account, and then that will help us determine whether there's a profit or loss, which then gets transferred to the gain on disposal or loss on disposal. Now, you remember we set up a couple of accounts called disposal of asset and then a gain and a loss account. So these all come into play now when we do this. And all those entries that you did manually will actually, again, apart from recording the proceeds, but will again actually be done for us in Xero. So, printing machine. Click on it to get into the asset. This is where we record the disposal. Going up to the options here, up top right, click on there and you can see I've actually got an option to dispose of the asset. Click on dispose. It asks me when I've disposed of it, and I've said the date that we're disposing of it is the 30th of November 2021. The sale proceeds. Now, when you record the sale proceeds in this part of the transaction, we need to record that excluding GST, because remember, everything in the asset register is excluding GST. So for the purpose of the exercise, let's just say we got $10,000. Now it's asking us which account do we want to allocate this to. This is talking about the disposal account. So disposal of non-current asset, not the profit. We want the disposal account because that's where we're going to clear all those transactions through. Depreciation for this financial year. For the purpose of this, we need to calculate depreciation up until that date. So we have a drop down menu here which says all depreciation up to and including, and by clicking on that we can then put on the date of disposal again, and what's going to happen is the system's going to calculate the depreciation up until this date. Really handy in Xero, we can go and show summary and it's going to show us what's going to happen. Original cost was $30,000. The current depreciation, so that was up until the 30th of June 2021, was $10,000. Depreciation up until now, another $2,000. So a total of, $12,900 and something. Sale proceeds, $10,000. So if this was our total accumulated depreciation, 12,000, let's just say round figures 13,000, the cost was 30,000, then the current written down value is 17,000. We've only got 10, so we've made a loss. Now remember, I'm just talking round figures. If you plug all those figures into a calculator, that's exactly how it'll work out. At this point, we're just reviewing it. We haven't actually recorded anything. Click on here, Review Journals. This is actually going to show you the debits and credits that you would have recorded had you have done this manually. Credit the machinery asset account, debit accumulated depreciation with the year to date, so including the current, you can see the 13,000. Debit the disposal account with 10,000. It's already calculated the loss on disposal for us. So we want it to actually allocate the loss straight to the loss on disposal. If you're happy with that, which we are, if it was a profit, you'd put profit on disposal in there. You can see it's automatically calculated and done that for us based on those settings we did right at the beginning when we set up the fixed assets and we allocated those accounts. If you're happy with that, post, and it's done. Our asset is now transferred out of the registered into sold and disposed. Summary of what's happened here and the gain and the loss. Now that's only dealt with the asset in the asset register. It's calculated the loss. What we haven't done, or what hasn't happened as part of this, is we haven't actually recorded the cash proceeds, so the sale, if you like. So that we still need to do, and we can either do that in the business section and create an invoice if we've sold it on credit to whomever, or we can go over here, and if it's a cash sale, we could just go into our quick menu and record a receive money. So for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to do that, receive money. When the receive money screen opens, it asks us which bank account. I'm just going to go to the business bank account. And then we essentially get like a deposit slip or a cash sale, if you like. So I'm just going to record it as from Jesse James. Add a new contact. You could create a contact or a card called cash sales. Actually, let me go with that. Cash sale, because that's what you have to do in your assignment. The date is the date that we sold it. So that was the 30th of November. Because if it's a cash sale, we should have got the money on the day, 2021. Reference, if you've created an invoice or something, you could put a reference number in there. If not, you can leave that blank. I said we got $10,000 excluding GST. So I'll leave the total blank for the minute, and we'll just come down here. It's not an item. So in here, I might just write sale of machinery 1. We sold it for. If it's inclusive of GST, and if we are a GST registered business, that means when we sell one of our fixed assets, we do have to collect GST on it. So if it was 10,000 excluding GST, the easiest way might be to go exclusive here. $10,000. I want to record that $10,000 to the disposal account. Disposal of non-current asset. GST on income 10,000 plus 1. I've received $11,000. And remember, this is a receive money, it's a cash sale. So as soon as I save that, it's recorded and we're done. If we go up to our accounting, chart of accounts, I'm going to filter by revenue. And if we have a look at the disposal account here, it actually has a zero balance. If I just click on that there and the zero to go into there, there was the 10,000 that we recorded from the asset register when we did that disposal, and it asked where did we want to allocate the 10,000 proceeds. And then when we recorded the cash money, the 10,000 was a credit entry. If you do it as a credit sale using the sales, or creating an invoice, new invoice, you would do exactly the same, the 2, and again you would select disposal of non-current asset here. So it doesn't matter whether you do it as a cash receipt or whether you do it as an invoice and it's outstanding, you would still allocate it to the disposal account when you're recording that through Xero. So that's it. That is your disposal, all done and dusted, and a lot easier in terms of recording your journals. So I'm going to leave it for that, and again leave you to do a bit of practice. So good luck with that. Bye for now.